Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Fatur Rahman. I'm the part of 3A class. So before I start the presentation, I would like to give my respect to Mr. Dr. Udi Samanhudi, SPD, MPD, as a lecturer in this subject, like in academic speaking subject. So for today's presentation, I would like to uh, giving I would like to telling the title of my presentation, and my title and the title of the presentation is about human trafficking. So without any further ado, let me start the presentations. So first, I'm gonna tell about the definition of human trafficking itself. The human trafficking in persons, or better known as human trafficking, is a form of modern slavery and is a very heinous crimes against humanity and violates human rights. Currently, human trafficking has expanded in the form of a criminal network. The existing mode is also growing and sophisticated along with the times and information disclosure. Human trafficking itself is latent due to ignorance of elements related to TIP, which includes the process, method, and purpose of exploitation, making it difficult to distinguish it from other forms of violence. Victims of trafficking in person tend not to report. Generally, victims also do not understand the assistance available, are worried about the stigma and consequences that arise if the incident is spread. And the second presentation, I would like to telling about the examples of the human trafficking cases itself. So, Indonesian, both men, women, and children are included as victims of human trafficking for the purpose of labor exploitation, sexual exploitation, exploitation as beggars and criminals. What is labor exploitation? The worker is paid less than they should be paid according to the law and a collective agreement. So, in the second, commercial sexual exploitation. Commercial sexual exploitation of children is a form of coercion and violence against children and a number of forced labor and modern forms of slavery. And the third is exploitation a person in begging. It's a form of human trafficking which may also involve exploitation the person in criminal activity. The crime often involves organized crime as in many other forms of human trafficking. The victims often come from a poor background. In Europe, most victims of forced begging are trafficked from Romania or Bulgaria to countries where begging is more profitable. And the next presentation is I would like to telling about the solved problem for these cases. The problem solved. First is to giving knowledge. To be able to prevent this problem, it is necessary to hold outreach and socialization of the problem to the community. With continuous socialization, the community will note the dangers of this problem and how to solve it. Of course, education is not only given to the upper middle class. The most important thing is the lower class society. Why? Because human trafficking occurs a lot in people with a fairly low education class. Education should be given in a language that is more easily understood by all levels of society. And the second is tell others. When we already know this problem and how to solve it, but don't tell the others, this problem will not be solved. This will not be solved. I mean, like, for in a okay, as a someone who already knows about it, it is your duty to share what happened to other people, especially those you think are potentially subject to human trafficking, because people who do not know about this problem do not realize that this may have happened to the people around us. And the last is play an active role in preventing. After knowing and trying to tell other people, you too can play an active role in tackling this problem. I mean, to solve this problem. This active role can be done by reporting cases that you know to the authorities. You can also direct children, nephews, or other young people who like to be active on social networking sites to be more careful in making friends. For example, what you are doing may be just something small, but if everyone is moved to do it, it is not impossible that this prolonged problem will be resolved. So, I think that's all from me. Thank you for the for the participant who watched my presentation. Thank you for Dr. Rudi Samanhudi. So that's all from me. Thank you.